we doing out there? What's going on, YouTube? We're back. Another week. Tommy Devito. We're getting the wrist action going again. Big Task is here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up in the chat. Shout out to you, Big Task. Hope you're feeling better this week. I know you were feeling sick last week. Tommy Devito, the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Let's see if he can keep that going. I mean, this would be electric. If he could somehow put on another good show this week, then I don't think the media hype train can get any more out of control. The family's in the crowd. We already see the family. I see Mama Devito. Let's go. How's everybody doing today? Dennis Allen, second season as the New Orleans Saints head coach. Interesting to see the Saints today. I haven't watched a ton of them, to be honest. I know Chris Olave is out, probably one of their most explosive weapons, definitely their most explosive wide receiver. Giants will receive, the kick will go through the back of the end zone, and the Giants will take over at their own 25, showing some Tommy D highlights. Hopefully, I would love to see some more highlights from Tommy D today. It's starting to get to the point where it is like Jeremy Lin sanity. You just want to see him shoot every time. You want to see this kid air it out every single time. Let's go, Big Task. Not a ton of yardage last week, but he did do damage on the ground, 71 rushing yards. We saw the read option where he kept it and could have brought that into the end zone. Chicken Cuddies, let's go. DeVito in the shotgun on 1st and 10. He airs it out down the sideline. Looking for Slayton. Hits him in the shoulder. Is there PI on that play? There should have been, but I guess no call. Paulson Adebo on the coverage of Darius Slayton. I thought Adebo, that should have been PI in my opinion. How is that not pass interference? What's going on already? First play of the game, refs have effed up the entire game. Should have been pass interference, 40-yard gain for the Giants. Instead, refs hold the flag. No call. Incomplete. DeVito hands it off to Barkley. Barkley stuffed at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and long. Jack, I was too banged up. I couldn't wake up this morning in the rain and just get my chicken cutlets. So it's on me. If we lose this, it's on me. Third and 9. Barkley goes to the sideline. DeVito, empty set. This would be a big conversion. Already been jobbed on this drive. Takes the snap, drops back, looking, good protection, checks it down to Daniel Bellinger, who will see where they spot him. They're going to say he's short. I disagree with that call. 4th and 1. Check down to Bellinger. Like to see him try to lower his shoulder instead of go for a spin move there. The Giants are going to punt. I think the referee sucked on two of those 3 plays there. The referee sucked. Jamie Gillen on to punt. Running into the kicker. Boom. That's going to be big. Great punt, too. He gets the punt away inside the 5, and he gets run into. That'll be a Giants first down. Let's go. Special teams, baby. What a punt from Gillen. First of all, that might have been his best punt of the year, and then the result is the best result of the year as he picks up a first down, gets run into, gets his kicking leg run into, does a good job selling it, as these kickers should be doing. Everyone else flops. You might as well let the kickers flop. They're out there to flop. Big first down conversion. I think we deserve it in the end. There should have been PI on the first play of the game, and I think the spot on that third down was pretty questionable as well. So a new set of downs for the G-men at their own 39. Devito under center. Hands it off to Barkley to the right. Barkley nowhere to go. Gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. I mean, there's some times where you just want to see Saquon break it to the outside, get 2 yards. Use your speed, get to the edge, get 2 yards out of bounds. Instead, sometimes he's just trying to always keep it in bounds. I don't know if they're trying to eat clock, etc. It's going to be a lot of running the football today for both teams, I would assume. Derek Carr struggled all year. No Chris Olave as well. DeVito in the shotgun. Good protection all day to throw. Rolls to his right. Tries to hit Barkley, and he does! What a catch for Saquon Barkley! Hits him right in the mask. Good improvisation from Tommy D, and Barkley with a nice catch. Stuck it on his helmet. Little David Tyree. What's up, Karen? Happy Sunday. That is a heck of a catch for Saquon Barkley. That's what we want to see. One-handed, then ties it to his helmet, essentially, falls out of bounds. What a catch, and definitely nice job by DeVito improving there. Good protection as well. 1st and 10. Giants in New Orleans territory now. DeVito gets rid of it, checks it down, had nowhere to go with it. The blitz was coming. Who's number 12? Oh, Darren Waller alert. Holy crap, I forgot the guy was on the team. We hit Darren Waller for a yard on a little play-action play. 21 games since an opening drive TD for the Giants. Longest active streak in the NFL. That feels like it. Feels like it's been 21 streams, to be honest, since we got an opening drive TD. 2nd and 9 for DeVito in the shotgun. Breida is the back. They give it to Breida, who ran right into a wall. Demario Davis absolutely levels him. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the G-men. Third and 7 after 2 pretty unsuccessful plays. The pass play was kind of blown up right away. And the run right there, nowhere to go for Matt Breida. So 3rd and 7. Want to at least make this close and manageable. You would definitely think about going for it in this area of the field. DeVito tries to step up. Tries to run with it. Lowers his shoulder, nowhere to go. Does a good job evading a sack again. Picks up 2 yards. It'll be 4th and 5. We'll see if the Giants will bring out Randy Bullock or try to pin the Saints deep here. Looking down the field, really, he did have somebody. If he kept his eyes downfield, I think he had Slayton going to the left. Instead, he does tend to do this. Kind of fight for his life back there instead of keep his eyes down the field. 56-yarder for Randy Bullock, career-long 57. Looks straight. It has the leg. Randy, Fat Randy. 2 weeks in a row now. It's a couple of big kicks. Of course, it wouldn't be an MHT stream if we didn't give the points to the wrong team to start the game. 3-0. Overall, pretty successful. I thought we got jobbed on the first play of the game. In the end, doesn't really matter because we get the running into the punter call. Prolongs the drive. And Randy Bullock, 56-yard field goal. That's what we're talking about. I also got the Jet game going. Jets-Dolphins. No Tyreek Hill for Miami, which basically makes them a completely different team. I mean, they're still talented in some areas, but Tyreek is really that guy that scares the daylights out of you. Kansas City is on Fox here, not the Giants. Wow. Yeah, you're getting the Taylor Swift effect, Karen. Although that's crazy. It should be division. Even Philadelphia, New York is not that far. So, like, regionally, you would think that you would get the Giant game. But the New York field goal Giants, Karen. Big play of that drive was kind of that throw and catch by Saquon Barkley. It was really, really one of the better catches the Giants have made this season. Contested catches. So I appreciate that from Saquon. But Devito, one thing he can improve on is definitely, and everyone knows this, not an expert take here, is he's just got to keep his eyes downfield at all times. Yeah, it's important to make people miss we can't be taking crazy sacks. You have to keep your eyes on the rush a little bit. But once he starts looking at the rushers and turning himself into a running back, we're kind of leaving some yards on the table there. Nevertheless, started 3 of 4, 26 yards, 17-yarder to Barkley. The run game is really struggling. The offensive line is not getting any push in the run game. No gaps for Saquon, Matt Breida to go with the football so far. So that's the biggest issue with this Giants offense, and it is with Daniel Jones in the lineup, it is with Tyrod in the lineup, it is with DeVito in the lineup. The run game with Saquon is just not consistent enough. It's not Saquon's fault. Sometimes, yeah, sure, there's some runs where you'd like to see him get a couple extra yards instead of just kind of falling down or going into a pile of tacklers, but the offensive line just doesn't give him. There's nothing there. You guys see it. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball on some of these zone reads and zone runs. Kick returner stumbles to the 20. So overall, very successful kickoff. They kick it short of the touchback. We'll see Derek Carr now, who's really struggled. Or is Derek Carr out? It looks like he's playing. Had a pretty good game last week, it looks like. Derek Carr is the type of quarterback that could cook the Giants. I'm not going to lie. He'll keep checking it down. If they can get anything going, whoever can run the ball better today is going to win. Not the craziest take in the world, but I don't think either quarterback is going to be airing it out. They throw a quick little check down to Bowden Jr. Gets about 2 or 3 yards. Ryan Ramczyk is out, the right tackle for New Orleans. So both teams missing their right tackles today. Evan Neal obviously out. Chris Olave out, as we mentioned earlier. That's a big miss. Rashid Shaheed, A.T. Perry, the rookie out of Wake Forest, are the main receivers for New Orleans today. Carr rolls to his right, looking for someone, tries to throw across his body, incomplete. Good coverage from Jason Pinnock on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7. Big 3 and out. Let's go. Three and out. Derek Carr in the shotgun. Let's get Kayvon home here. Come on. Carr drops back. Pump fakes. Gets rid of it to Taysom Hill, who's wrapped up short of a first down by Bobby Okereke. Let's go. Giants will get off the field right away. It'll be way too long for them to go for it. 4th and 3 inside their own 30-yard line. No chance this early in the game you go for it. Derek Carr is doing this thing where he's visibly pump faking and has like a hitch in his release. There's a good chance we could see Jameis at some point in this game. I wouldn't be shocked. They're already showing Alvin Kamara getting pissed off. Saints punt. Olszewski calls for a fair catch. Trying to get interference, doesn't get the call. Giants will take over at their own 32. That's where Tommy D will go back in under, try to make a touchdown happen. Listen, a 2-possession game on your first 2 drives would really say something about Tommy DeVito. That's like winning football that we don't play 9 times out of 10. I don't want to act like the Saints are this amazing team that we should get like all excited about. Wow, Zach Wilson got murdered on that play. Holy crap. Is that a fumble? Just flipped on the Jet game during the commercial, and I'm just looking at Zach Wilson. Oh, my God. He gets decapitated. Ow. Wow. Fumble for Zach Wilson. Lucky it's not a touchdown, but it probably will be the next play. That is brutal for the Jets. Let's go. Already, the Giants came out more aggressive than New Orleans throwing the football. We saw Tommy DeVito dropping back or at least surveying the field. And I like the pass protection early. Looks like the Saints are dropping a lot of guys back into coverage, not rushing, not sending any pressure towards DeVito yet. It's going to be about, can the Giants get a couple of first downs through Saquon in the ground game? They cannot continue to lose yardage and just no gains on first and second down with Saquon and Breida. They just can't do it. Have to get better in the run game, especially the offensive line. But Saquon Barkley, sometimes he's waiting for that big play, and it's not going to come. We need consistent 3-yard gains in some of these games. But Derek Carr is doing this thing where he visibly has a hitch when he's trying to get rid of the ball. It's like a I swear to God, if DeVito throws a dime on this drive, Tommy's got to start to, process things a little bit faster, Karen, if we're being honest. Sometimes you could tell if the first guy isn't open, he's not going to get to that next receiver unless it's kind of like a broken play, unless he breaks the pocket, tries to scramble. 1st and 10, Giants at their own 32. DeVito under center. 8:31 remaining first quarter. Saints get pressure and get a sack on DeVito. Demario Davis, the middle linebacker, gets home. DeVito had pressure in his face right away. Made the first rusher miss, but Davis was right there, breathing down his neck. Center just got, was it the center? No, it was left guard, Justin Pugh. Just gets blown up. And that's a sack. It'll be 2nd and 18 now. Next pass, batted down at the line of scrimmage. DeVito tried to hit Waller on the quick curl route. It was batted down at the line of scrimmage. So a little bit of a struggle here these last two plays. Saints starting to ramp up the pressure, it seems like. The offensive line looking shaky on this drive so far, for sure. I mean, really, that was just DeVito. The guy did a good job getting his hands up at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 18. Got to be thinking maybe a screen here. There we go. They throw the wide receiver screen to Darius Slayton. Holds on to the football, gets about 7 or 8 yards, and that'll be 4th down. So the Giants will punt. New Orleans does a good job, get a stop. They get a sack on 1st down, which kind of blows up the drive from there. Giants doing a lot of motioning in their punt formations right now. Gillen boots this one. Bobbled for a second. Eventually held onto and returned for about 15 yards. Saints will take over around the 30. The good news, I'm not too concerned with what Derek Carr is going to bring to the table today. If he stays in the game, I'm not worried about it. But I am worried a little bit about that last drive offensively, because we can't start reverting back to allowing like 6-7 sacks a game and thinking that's okay. It was cute when DeVito was winning like 13-10 or whatever, and taking like 9 to 10 sacks a game. That's not sustainable winning. You cannot continue to take sacks and blow up drives and expect to, come back and score the very next possession. Just not the way it works. I understand there's only one so far, but the offensive line is really an issue. It continues to be an issue. It always has been an issue for this franchise. Since the last Super Bowl, it really has been. So, hoping that was just a mirage on that drive, and eventually we'll figure out how to block these guys. Because the run blocking was not good. The only thing you could say on that first drive was Devito had some time to throw the ball. Last 2 pass attempts on that last drive, it looked like the pocket was collapsing pretty quickly. Dolphins have taken the lead after the turnover. We'll see if Zach Wilson stays in the game. He is staying in the game. That's good news for Jet fans, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Jet fans still kind of think they have some hope. Like, I know Giant fans, technically, we still think we can make the playoffs, all this stuff, but we really don't believe that, do we? We're not all in, oh, we're going to win every game the rest of the season. We're not delusional. We got to play the Eagles twice. Just be feisty. That's what the Giant fan wants right now. The Jet fans are still kind of doing the playoff odds in their head and all this other stuff. Maybe Rodgers comes back. Just let it go. Relax. Bronny James also playing on ESPN, it looks like. Absolutely need to do a better job protecting the quarterback, no matter who the quarterback is. It looks like there's an injured player for the Giants, and it's Randy Bullock, the kicker. Never good when your kicker is going back to the locker room with the trainer. Highly doubtful we have someone else that can make a field goal today. He injures himself on the kickoff. You can't make this up. Looks like he pulled his hamstring or his quad trying to kick the ball 800 yards over the mountains. So now we're without a kicker, it looks like. 2nd and 9. That's bad news, guys. Giants without a kicker today, bad news. He just hit a 56-yarder. He's been the best player in the game so far. Derek Carr under center. All day to throw. Throws it to the flats. Tight end is knocked down. It's Foster Moreau. 3rd and 4. Another opportunity for a 3-and-out for the Giants. Looks like the quick passing game is what Derek Carr is going to try to highlight today. Hit that thumbs up for your boy today. Why not? A little thumbs up action. Derek Carr, shotgun. 3rd and 4. Gets rid of it. Crossing route. Receiver just lowers his shoulder and gets a first down. Cordell Flott makes the tackle. Rashid Shaheed. Just a simple crossing pattern underneath. No zone coverage. Nobody with him. Derek Carr checks it down. They need 4 yards. He gets 5. Simple first down. 5:25 remaining first quarter. Derek Carr started 4 of 5, but only for 17 yards. A lot of check downs, taking what the defense has given him early. Handoff is to Alvin Kamara. He's got a running lane. He gets a first down and then some. About a 12 to 13 yard carry on first down for Alvin Kamara. If they start getting him going, that's what the Giants are really going to have to worry about today. Make Derek Carr beat you down the field today. You cannot give Alvin Kamara 12-yard gains on first down. Kayvon Thibodeau eventually makes the tackle. They weren't running it to his side. He came from the other edge to make the play. So you got to set a hard edge. Linebackers got to fill the gaps. 1st and 10, 4:30 remaining. Taysom Hill in at quarterback. He breaks a couple tackles, eventually wrapped up by Bobby Okereke. No, it was Azeez Ojulari, who makes the tackle. About a 2-yard gain for Taysom Hill. They brought Taysom Hill in at quarterback. Broke 1 tackle. Couldn't break 2. 2nd and 8, 3:50 remaining, first quarter. Carr under center. Drops back. Completes to Jawan Johnson. Looked like it could have been pass interference, to be honest with you. Still completed. Jason Pinnock in coverage. I'm trying to see if that ball came out towards the end there. Giants don't challenge. Pitch to Alvin Kamara. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by A'Shawn Robinson for no gain. Saints in field goal range now, though. The Giants without a kicker is extremely, extremely worrisome for the rest of the day. Got to stuff Alvin Kamara today if you're going to win. Empty set for Derek Carr at the Giant 30-yard line. Giants will use their first timeout on defense. Don't love that. Never love a timeout on defense. I feel like Brian Daboll's pretty into that. He's pretty into calling timeouts on defense, which I philosophically don't agree with. I just don't see why there should be a reason. I guess sometimes in key situations, if you don't have the right personnel on the field, you want to call a timeout, or if you want to give the defensive line a break for a second. Hopefully we see a lot of Dexter Lawrence today. I don't want to see him on like a pitch count. Second and 10 after the Giant timeout. Carr gets rid of it, rips one, completes for a first down. Bowden Jr., Lynn Bowden Jr. Heck of a throw from Derek Carr, and the Saints are driving now. Heck of a catch, too, by this number 5, Bowden Jr. Lays out for it right in front of the safety. Giants have been forcing a lot of turnovers on defense last few weeks. They're going to have to do that again at some point today. Taysom Hill, option play. They hand it off to Kamara. He gets about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Still a chance for a first down before scoring a touchdown. They're deep in Giants territory. We're talking red zone here, around the 12-yard line. Second and 7. Bowden Jr. motions to the backfield. Carr hands it off up the middle, wrapped up by Okereke, short of the first down. There'll be 3rd and about 4 for New Orleans here. Come on, let's get a turnover. Third and 4. Derek Carr in at QB. Have to say that with Taysom Hill all over the place. Carr steps up, delivers a strike for a touchdown. Keith Kirkwood makes the catch. McKinney and Pinnock talking to each other, but it's a touchdown for New Orleans. Zone coverage. Nobody follows the receiver. He just settles down in an empty space. Carr hits him. A very nice drive for Derek Carr, if we're being honest. They had the extra point. Suddenly some adversity here for Tommy DeVito. Defense looked bad on that drive. Let's call a spade a spade. Nowhere, that's a dime from Derek Carr. A couple of dimes on that drive for Derek Carr. So, can Tommy DeVito answer? Can Tommy DeVito answer is the question. We have no kicker now. We need a report on Randy Bullock, because if the kicker is out and we have, Jamie Gillen kicking field goals, we're in big trouble. We're going to have to go for it in field goal range every single time. .29 seconds remaining, first quarter. Derek Carr started 7 of 8 for 56 yards and a touchdown. A lot of zone coverage from the Giants. Not getting a lot of pressure towards Derek Carr either. He looks very comfortable. The only time they punted was kind of just bad play calling. Maybe Derek Carr checked it down too much on third down, but still, it was the first drive of the game. They came close. Going to need to start making some plays with the passing game. Tommy DeVito, 4 of 6, 31 yards. Not bad, but he did take a sack. Kind of ruined the last drive. Jets are on the verge of getting boat raced against the Dolphins. Announcement for the channel, by the way. We will not be streaming, most likely, Christmas Day, Giants-Eagles. Most likely. Stay tuned. We'll let you know if something changes. But at this moment, I'm going to take the week off. We're going to take a bye week on Christmas Day. Only because it's Christmas Day. It's 4 o'clock. Maybe if it was a 1 o'clock game, we could have made it happen. Maybe it was a night game, we could have made it happen. But 4 o'clock, right in the middle of the day. We're just going to enjoy that, watch it off stream. So 7-3 New Orleans. Gunnar Olszewski back returning kicks now. It's going to be interesting to see. Do we have a report on Randy Bullock? Has anybody heard anything regarding Randy Bullock? Fat Randy. Is he out? It looked like he pulled his quad, something like that. Questionable to return, according to Ian Rappaport, Randy Bullock. So we might be without a kicker the rest of the game, having to go for it on 4th down. DeVito under center. Giants with the ball at their own 25. Handoff is to Barkley, and he's wrapped up for a loss by Demario Davis. Another tackle for loss for Demario Davis. He's been dominant so far. These run plays not working at all. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. 2nd and 12 when they come back from break. Not impressed with this blocking so far. Demario Davis is in the backfield every single play. 7-3. Got to start finding a way to block better. Got to figure it out, especially IDing Davis, 56. Guy shot out of a cannon on... Does he have 2 tackle for losses in that first quarter as a middle linebacker? Guys, give me 1 second. Be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to blow the nose. I could hear my stuffiness in the video. Hopefully we're a little bit better now. No promises. But yeah, start of the second quarter. Want to see Tommy D start to hit some receivers. Let's see. I haven't heard Jalen Hyatt's name enough. Darren Waller, of course, first quarterback, has 1 catch for 1 yard on 2 targets. He's really kind of been a bust, hasn't he? Let's call a spade a spade. The injury that everyone said was probably going to happen for him, it happened. Missed all the crucial games of the season. Been better in the first half the last 3 games with Devito. Our point differential, at least. That's what Fox is highlighting. Start of the second quarter, 2nd and 12. We got to start making something happen through the air. The run game does not seem like it's going to work today for the Giants. New Orleans has shut it down to this point. Literally negative yards, it feels like, on the ground. Empty set. They'll motion Barkley into the backfield. He goes back out in motion. They throw it to Slayton. Slayton just drops the football. I mean, the guy just isn't a good receiver. The guy's just not a good receiver. I'm sorry. Darius Slayton, nice guy. Solid value for where he was taken in the draft, but he just drops so many balls. And there's not enough margin for error on this team. This team does not create enough explosive plays for Darius Slayton to be dropping these simple catches that every other team makes look routine for just 3-4 yards. Sometimes you don't need to get 10. Right there, we needed 3-4 yards, and Slayton couldn't make the catch. So now it's 3rd and 12. DeVito is going to get sacked. Holds on to the football, gets sacked. Offensive line, they're doing his celebration in his face. Number 92 does the DeVito celebration right in his face. Justin Pugh is getting worked. Justin Pugh is getting worked at the left guard position. Unnecessary celebration in Tommy DeVito's face. Punt is in the air. Fair catch called for at the 30, and that's where the Giants' defense will come back out. 52-second drive. Make nothing happen. They're starting to get, they can't block this New Orleans defense early. This is a bad sign. DeVito's taken a couple sacks now. What is that? 2 sacks for 16 yards lost. They have 5 carries on the ground for the running backs and 3 total yards rushing. So it's got to get better on the ground and in the blocking scheme. Whether that be the run game, the passing game, no one is blocking. Darius Slayton also just dropped a catchable ball there. Not that it would have done anything special on that drive, but at least you got to make some catches, Darius Slayton. Carr, play action, starting to feel himself. Drops it off to Alvin Kamara in space. Kamara gets knocked out of bounds. We'll see if they spot him short of the sticks or they give him a first. No, they'll say 2nd and 1. Still, simple play for Derek Carr. Gets it out to his running back in space. We haven't seen Saquon Barkley with that much space all day long. That's the issue for the Giants. One team looks like they can block. We have not heard Thibodeau's name. We have not heard anybody on the defense's name, really. Second and 1. Derek Carr has started red hot, 8 of 9, 65 yards and a touchdown. A lot of dink and dunk stuff, but he has ripped it when he needed to. Second and 1, handoff to Kamara. Huge gap for Alvin Kamara. He gets wrapped up by Ojulari and Adoree Jackson, but not before he picks up a first down. The running game for New Orleans looks a lot more solid than the Giants. Like, look at these running lanes for Alvin Kamara. If you're watching on your screen, listening to MHT, first of all, I appreciate it. But second of all, you see what I'm seeing. You see Alvin Kamara having these huge gaps, these huge running lanes, where it's like he's getting 3 yards before he's getting touched. Whereas Saquon Barkley's getting touched 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Think about that. First and 10 at the New Orleans 48. Derek Carr hands it off to Alvin Kamara again, makes a man miss, gets about 4 or 5 yards. Just a lot smoother. They're getting a better push. Their offensive line's holding guys up. Devito may come back the second half. I mean, I hope so, Karen, but we got to get some stops here. We may not have a chance to come back. 7-3. Second quarter, Carr play action, all day to throw, dumps it off to the check down. Michael McFadden wraps him up short of a first down, so it'll be 3rd and 4 for New Orleans. Big play coming up because you're in the middle of the field. If you can create some type of negative play, a sack, a tackle for loss, pass deflection at the line of scrimmage, something like that, you'll be forcing New Orleans to make a tough decision at this area of the field. Shotgun for Derek Carr. Giants send pressure. They get to Derek Carr. It's a sack. Jason Pinnock gets home and drags down Derek Carr. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the G-men. What did I just say? If you can create a negative play on this 3rd and 4, a sack, a tackle for loss, you're really creating a good spot for yourself, forcing New Orleans to punt. Because if New Orleans gets 3 yards there, it'd be 4th and 1. They probably go for it. And the way they're running the football, that's big. So, big sack for Jason Pinnock. Wink Martindale sends his defensive back on a blitz, and he gets home. Great pass rush from Jason Pinnock, honestly. It looked like the tackle kind of picked him up, but he still got speed rushed by the safety. Olszewski back to field the punt. No fair catch. Tries to make the play. Gets dragged down at the 10. So the Giants will take over at the 10. 10:25 remaining, second quarter. Big play from the defense. Jason Pinnock, first big play from the defense of the day, to be honest with you. First time they created some type of chaos for Derek Carr. Jets are down 10-0 in Miami. Looks like Case Keenum just threw a pick to Tennessee. Or is that Davis Mills? My bad, Davis Mills. Zach Wilson sacked again. Oh, my God. Every time I turn the channel on, it's the same guy, too. Number 2 is Bradley Chubb is dominating the Jets. Big stop from the defense. Now we need something on offense. Where's Wan'Dale Robinson's name? Haven't heard him once. Haven't used him. He had his biggest game as a Giant last week, and we haven't fed him the ball once. We have 3 targets for Darius Slayton, 1 catch for 5 yards. Stop targeting Darius Slayton, something I might say. Just stop targeting him. I'd rather just air it out to Hyatt 50 yards down the field, and if it gets picked off, it gets picked off. At least it's a punt. then Darius Slayton just can't catch the ball 4 yards away, off his hands, off his chest, off his helmet. Nice guy, Darius Slayton. Like him, like, again, all that other stuff, all those caveats. But at the end of the day, he's just not a wide receiver 1 by any stretch of the imagination. Probably not even a really good number 2 option. If he's your number 3, okay, maybe you have something. But on this Giants' current offense, he's like the number 1 guy. He's like the guy running all the routes. They're showing the montage of Tommy with the wrist action. I got to see more completed passes than I do wrist action. They're showing the guy who got the sack earlier did the wrist motion. I wonder if Devito comes out pissed off now after he saw that. 1st and 10. Incomplete, looking for Jalen Hyatt. Another drop. Just another drop, guys. It hits Jalen Hyatt. Let's see the replay, but it looks like it hits him in the chest. Can't make the catch. Second and 10. Devito, keeper. Gets first down. Tommy Devito holds onto the football towards the end of the play. QB keeper, the option play, and he picks up a first. It's worked a couple times now. They're not really respecting DeVito's ability to keep the football sometimes. They're selling out for Saquon. They're selling out for Matt Breida. So it's a smart read from DeVito, and he's able to hold onto the ball towards the end when he gets tackled. Instead of sliding, too, he's holding it onto it with 2 hands, getting his knee down. First down. One of the bigger plays of the day for the Giants has been the option for Tommy DeVito. Now we see Wan'Dale go in motion. DeVito dancing back there. He's going to get sacked. Carl Granderson makes the sack. It's happening again where DeVito doesn't see people down the field and the pass rush is getting to him. Just a simple stunt, and Justin Pugh and John Michael Schmitz have no idea where Carl Granderson is. All of a sudden, one guy is getting through 2 guys. Untouched. Granderson gets through Pugh and Schmitz untouched. 2nd and 18 now. DeVito gets rid of it to Barkley. It's going to be brought back no matter what. They're going to call a flag on the Giants. They started blocking before DeVito got rid of the football. So this will come back even further. It'll be like 2nd and 25 or something for the Giants here. Pass interference. They tried to set up a screen to Barkley, and the receivers on the outside started blocking too early. So it's declined. It'll be 3rd and 18. Smart from New Orleans. Why give us another chance at 2 plays? Just get us off the field here quickly. 8:45 remaining, second quarter. 2nd and 12. No, 3rd and 12. Why are they saying 3rd and 12? It should be 3rd and 18, no? They declined it to give us 3rd and 12. All right. DeVito drops back. Rips one, completes to Darren Waller. Darren Waller running down the sideline, slides down for a first. Why would the New Orleans Saints decline that penalty, that pass interference? All of a sudden, DeVito rips one over the middle to Darren Waller. Welcome back, Darren Waller. Arguably his biggest play in a Giants uniform. We finally get some yards after the catch. He makes a play on the slant route, makes a couple people miss, and then instead of continuing to run down the field, he slides down instead of getting chased down and stripped from behind. It felt like someone was coming to strip him from behind, and he just got down. Big play, biggest play of the day for the G-Men. Darren Waller, 30-yard reception there at least. Giants across midfield now. Devito will keep it himself again. He gets to the edge. Tommy Devito gets a first down, gets shoved out of bounds. All of a sudden, Tommy DeVito starting to cook. Let's go, Nora. Let's go. I see you. Tommy DeVito, that should have been a penalty on New Orleans as well. Gets shoved after he steps out of bounds, takes 3 steps out of bounds. The QB keeper is working. DeVito has 30 yards rushing already in his first half. Shotgun, DeVito. Gets rid of it. Wan'Dale Robinson gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Had an opportunity if he was able to make one guy miss there. It looked like the Giants were trying to set up a deep ball to fake the screen to Robinson, throw it down the field. DeVito decided against throwing it down the field. Good coverage. The Saints stayed with the guy running the go route. So he just checks it down to Wan'Dale. 2nd and 10. No gain on that throw. DeVito airs one out. Looking for Slayton. Incomplete. Of course, they target Darius Slayton in man coverage, and he can't make a play. Getting kind of sick. Getting kind of sick of Darius Slayton targets. I got to be honest with you. Can we stop targeting Darius Slayton? Third and 10. Big play here with no kicker. DeVito is going to get sacked. John Michael Schmitz, Justin Pugh again. 4th and 20. I'm sick of targeting Darius Slayton. I'm done with it. He's gotten targeted 4 times in his first half. He has 1 catch for 5 yards. Fair catch called for at the 19. That's where New Orleans will take over. 5:28 remaining second quarter. Too many sacks. Too many sacks. A lot of coverage sacks. But still, the Giants, DeVito needs to get rid of it. He needs to break he needs to break the pocket faster. All that stuff. Because these sacks are ruining drives. They're stopping things in their tracks. He had the big throw to Darren Waller. Couldn't do anything from that. Giants end up punting. I don't know. Slayton just doesn't get open. He doesn't make catches. Yeah, that's the center, John Michael Schmitz, the rookie out of Minnesota, 2nd-round pick. A lot of people like him and believe in him who watch film and offensive line stuff, Jared. But, I mean, yeah, if you're watching this game so far, he's getting worked. Justin Pugh is really getting worked. The left guard, number 64. We're going to need Derek Carr to gift us a pick here in a short field because I don't think, 4 sacks, 34 yards lost on sacks already in the first half. You're not going to win a lot of ball games being sacked. You're on pace to get sacked about 9 times today. 10 times today. So you just can't, you're not going to get away with that. The Giants do have one sack. They picked it up on the last drive. Jason Pinnock on the blitz. But it's been a multitude of guys already for New Orleans. They have 4 guys with 1 sack right now. 2 guys have done the wrist action right in Tommy DeVito's face, which I know we can't stand for. We cannot stand for this. We need to block better. We need to get open. These receivers don't get open, too. Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of times, when DeVito's hitting somebody or we're hitting somebody ever, it's contested. Or he's getting tackled right away. Nobody's ever running free like we do see on other teams. 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Have to figure they're going to try to pound the rock here. Giants got to stuff the run. Handoff up the gut. Falls forward for about 3 or 4. It's Jamal Williams, number 21, formerly of the Detroit Lions last year. Had a big year for the Lions in terms of scoring touchdowns. Carr in the shotgun, 2nd and 7, empty set, under 5 to play here, 2nd quarter. Carr completes it to Alvin Kamara outside. We'll see where they spot it. They'll say he's just short of a first down. 3rd and 1. Carr, when he's had time to throw it, he's been accurate so far today. 10 for 11, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. 3rd and 1. Looks like they're set up for Jamal Williams handoff, and he'll easily pick up a first down. The Giants are not getting a push. Line of scrimmage has been dominated by New Orleans so far today. Score line doesn't really reflect that so far. It's only 7-3. It's not like Derek Carr has 200 yards passing in the first half like we've seen like Dak Prescott do against the Giants and other QBs like that. But he's been extremely accurate. He doesn't look, flustered whatsoever back there. And whereas Tommy DeVito has been sacked 4 times. He's made a couple of plays, don't get me wrong, but he's been sacked 4 times. Derek Carr has been sacked once, 1 incompletion. He's played pretty clean. Carr steps up, gets rid of it, incomplete. Doesn't set his feet. He had a guy open, Lynn Bowden Jr. They were looking to get one deep down the field. Carr didn't like what he saw, opted to check it down, but just didn't set his feet, airmails it, incomplete. Just as I said, he was playing pretty clean. He could have easily completed that for a first down. Just took his time, dumped it off. 3:24 remaining, 2nd and 10. Just hang around in this game. New Orleans does get the ball to start the second half. So that is concerning. You cannot allow a touchdown on this drive. Carr. New Orleans calls timeout just before a delay of game call. Taysom Hill threw that last one. Okay. Fair, Jared. I can't tell them apart. Number 4, number 1, or number 2 and number 4, both white guys, similar size. Can tell once Taysom Hill starts running with the football. Second and 10. Derek Carr in the shotgun. Both teams have used 1 timeout so far. Carr drops back. Gets pressure. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. That should be intentional grounding. That should be intentional grounding. Why is it not? Why is that not intentional grounding? Earth to the referees. Why is that not intentional grounding? Let me see. Let's see where the receiver is. There's no way. Yep, they do call it. Let's go. Intentional grounding on New Orleans. Send pressure in Derek Carr. If he has all day to throw, we're not going to, he'll be content dinking and dunking us, and they'll be able to kick field goals from this point out. You got to send pressure, create negative plays. Bobby Okereke and Xavier McKinney have played every snap this season on defense for the G-Men. Two of the 4 players that have played every snap on defense are on the Giants. They run the screen pass. He gets close. There is a flag on that play. Hopefully it is on New Orleans. Usually when you set up a screen like that, it is on the offense. But maybe there's a face mask. Holding on the offense. Giants will decline it, and New Orleans will punt. So nice stop, nice hold from this defense. They get 2 sacks, essentially. You get the sack. Yeah, that you get clear hold. You don't get a sack, but it's as good as a sack when you get an intentional grounding. They send pressure on Carr and gets called for grounding. Punt is up in the air. Olszewski back to return. He fields it cleanly. Makes a couple people miss. Gets out of bounds around the 37-38. So decent field position for the G-Men. Under 3 to play. They have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with. You don't want to give the ball back to the Saints with more than a minute left. Let's put it that way. At the very least, you want to eat some clock on this drive, gain some yardage, pick up a couple first downs. But with no field goal kicker, this is going to be a hell of a day for the Giants. Like we have to figure out a way to create explosive plays. And for me, the best way to not do that is keep throwing it to Darius Slayton. Excellent job by the defense so far. Really only one consistent drive put together from Derek Carr. He hasn't been able to throw the ball deep down the field. You know, it's been a lot of dump offs. Zach Wilson, I'm not sure what he's doing on offense right now. I think he just tried to throw it off the pass rusher's nuts to avoid a sack. I'm not sure, but let's see the replay here from Zach Wilson. Yep. The weirdest throw I've ever seen in the world from Zach. Is Tommy DeVito definitively better than Zach Wilson? Is that something we can say at this point in time? I want to see Jalen Hyatt. I want to see Darren Waller. I want to see Saquon Barkley making catches. Wan'Dale Robinson, 1 target so far, and it was on a screen pass that got brought back. Four targets in the first half from Darius Slayton, and he has 5 yards receiving. That can't be the case. That cannot be the case. If you're an elite wide receiver, a lot of these times it's man coverage down the field too. He's not creating separation. He's not giving the quarterback a good amount of space to throw the ball down the sideline. All these things. And his hands aren't good. He doesn't get up and high point the football that much. It's 1st and 10 for DeVito. Giants starting at their own 40, so very good field position. Incomplete, trying to hit Hyatt on the slant. Thought it could have been PI there. It looks like he got wrapped up before that. 2nd and 10. Devito sitting in the pocket. He'll just get rid of it. 3rd and 10. At least he gets rid of it here. Could have easily they'll call an intentional grounding on that one. He just panics and gets rid of it. Yeah, I mean, he needs to run with this. He needs to break the tackle box. Third and 22. DeVito, empty set, drops back. Checks it down. Daniel Bellinger, who's destroyed as soon as he makes the catch. There is a flag on the play. Is this going to be a personal foul? Bellinger makes the catch, lowers his shoulder, gets wrapped up well short of the first down, but they may call it a defensive receiver. Personal foul on New Orleans to extend the drive. That is just unbelievable. So the Giants will get a new set of downs here after it was 3rd and 22. The Giants check it down to Daniel Bellinger. Going nowhere. Gets leveled, but obviously referees deem it unnecessary roughness. Now the Giants get a 1st and 10. How about that? DeVito in the shotgun. Saquon Barkley motions into the backfield. 1st and 10. Handoff is to Barkley. Puts his foot in the ground. Makes a couple people miss. Gets about 4 or 5. Is dragged down after that. So it'll be the 2-minute warning for the first half. Giants starting to get a drive together. Just a terrible penalty on New Orleans to extend this drive for the Giants. The problem for the Giants is Randy Bullock. We do not know if he's available. The kicker, who made a 56-yarder earlier in the game, is questionable to return with a quad injury or a hamstring, something like that. Jets are down 17-0, and they're just punting the football every 2 seconds. Every time I change the channel during a commercial, I see Zach Wilson on his back or throwing an incomplete pass in the face of pressure. So could be worse, I suppose. You could be a Jet fan watching that game. 11 for 13, Derek Carr. I mean, he's played so clean, and yet they're only up 7-3. That's what the Saints' problem is so far. They haven't been really able to be consistent on offense other than one drive. The Giants, too many sacks. Tommy DeVito, 4 sacks plus an intentional grounding call, which is essentially a 5th sack. So he's made a couple plays with his feet, but the passing game, not the same. He's 8 of 15, not as accurate as he was last week, obviously. Some other scores around the league. Is it just a dead slate right now? What's going on? Tennessee beating the Texans. It's 10-10 Green Bay, Tampa. Cleveland down 7-0 at home against Chicago. The Chiefs down 10-7 in New England. Very interesting. Is that a Bailey Zappi special going on in New England? It certainly is. 17 for 19, 141 yards and a touchdown to Hunter Henry for Bailey Zappi in New England. Game of the day, obviously, Dallas at Buffalo, 4:30. But right now, we're rocking with our Giants. We need to string a drive together. 2-minute drill for Tommy D coming out of the 2-minute warning. It's 2nd and 7. He led with the crown of his helmet. And that's what Dean Blandino is talking about right now and why they got called for that unnecessary roughness. Listen, I thought it was kind of soft. I did not think when Daniel Bellinger got tackled there that that's a flag. Dennis Allen is furious. Whatever the hell his coach's name. Handoff to Barkley, right up the gut. He gets maybe 2 or 3. .140 remaining. 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Giants. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Interesting, New Orleans not taking a timeout here. You would think they would want to stop the clock in case the Giants can't convert this and have to punt and give them some time left to get their own drive together. But I guess they'll keep their timeout for when they do. Now New Orleans will take a timeout, which makes no sense at all. New Orleans let about 25 seconds go in the game clock, and then they use their second timeout to keep it at 1:25 remaining in the second quarter. 3rd and 5, big conversion here. But again, we don't know the status of Randy Bullock. So I don't know. You got to be thinking touchdown if that's the case. If you don't have a kicker for the remainder of this game, you cannot be nickel and diming first downs, playing soft, playing dump offs, handoffs. You're not creating anything in the run game outside of Tommy DeVito. Giants technically pictured in the hunt, which makes no sense to me. I guess technically they are 1 game back of that last wild card spot. DeVito in the shotgun now. He gets rid of it to Matt Breida. Breida knocked out of bounds, short of the first down. Just unbelievable how often the Giants receivers, running backs, etc. get dragged down a yard shy of the first down. It happens way too often. Brian Daboll now forced with the decision. Giants are going to go for it. It's 4th and 2, they'll say. Saints players running from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. New Orleans will use their final timeout on defense. Very interesting. I mean, New Orleans doesn't seem to know what they're doing with these timeouts. Winfield, Ritzer, yes. Dude, the O-line sucks and receivers can't catch. 100% agree. The receivers are becoming a real issue for the Giants. They're never open, and when they are open, they never make plays. Wan'Dale Robinson made a couple last week, and we acted like it was the first time we ever saw a receiver play well ever. That's the regular for good receivers. Every week you have guys open and catching the ball with their hands and not dropping easy 4-yard gains, 5-yard gains, making it difficult for your quarterback. That's what these Giants receivers do. They make it difficult for the QB all the time. 4th and 2, big play. DeVito staying out there. At first I thought the Giants were just going to try to bluff. Maybe they still are. Maybe they are still going to try to draw New Orleans off sides here. It's 4th and 2. It's kind of a solid 2 yards here. It's not like a short QB sneak situation. Definitely in the shotgun, empty set, DeVito. Yeah, it looks like I doubt they actually snapped this football. Yep. Giants will, looks like, eat the delay of game and they'll use a timeout. So both teams using a timeout, not running a play. And it looks like the Giants are still keeping that offense out there. So they got to look. They put Brian Daboll took a look. Mike Kafka took a look at the defense New Orleans was set up in. And then they called a timeout, their second timeout of the half. And now they're sending DeVito back out there for 4th and 2. So maybe, just maybe, they're going to come out here and try to bluff it again and take the delay of game if they have to. We'll see. 1:19 remaining, first half. 7-3 New Orleans. DeVito in the shotgun. Barkley to his right. Breida to his left. Handoff is to Barkley, and he picks up a first down. Big run for Saquon. Giants have 1 timeout remaining, but now they got to hurry up. They pick up the first. Saquon's best run of the day, probably. Breaks a couple of tackles. Gets the tough yards. Still not really in field goal range, even if Randy Bullock was healthy right now. So Devito tries to set up a block downfield, tries to slide, gets laid out. And there's a fight on the field. I mean, Devito tried to slide, and he got leveled, decapitated by one of the Saints players. Immediately, Giants offensive tackles run in there to try to defend their guy. I think it's Isaac Yiadom, the ex-Giant, who destroyed Tommy DeVito. They don't throw. It didn't look like they threw a flag on the initial slide. I'm shocked they didn't throw a flag. They usually try to protect the QBs. His head kind of bounced off the turf there. That was ugly looking for a second. His body kind of went limp. He got destroyed. Didn't get hit in the head, at least. It looked like he took that in the back, but then his head bounced off the turf. He was giving himself up. How is that not? Hopefully Tommy D's okay. DeVito stays out there. It's 1st and 10, 46 seconds remaining. It looks like there's offsetting penalties there after the play. No, they say 2nd and 4. Yeah, so offsetting penalties. Fox is slow to the draw here. Apologies, guys. Are they going to send DeVito to the blue tent here? Tommy just said for what? It looks like they called a timeout. It looked like a trainer or somebody talking to DeVito, telling him he needs to go get checked out, possibly. Which would be brutal. I mean, Tyrod Taylor, I'm sure, is the backup today. Yep, they'll send DeVito to the blue tent. Unbelievable. He looks fine. He's walking straight back there. He's pissed off. Very annoying. Dirty hit by Yiadom. He was clearly going down a slide. DeVito's pissed off that he has to come out of the game. So here's Tyrod now. 2nd and 4. The revolving door of quarterbacks continues this season for the New York Giants. Obviously, we've seen 3 different quarterbacks play this season. Have to imagine DeVito will be fine for the second half. It didn't seem like he was wobbly or he looked pissed off that they had to make him go to the blue tent. You understand why with all the concussion stuff that happens, and you want to make sure DeVito's okay for the long term, not just this next 45 seconds. But if the kid says he's fine, he's tough, he looked okay, he didn't get hit directly in the head. His helmet did hit the turf after his back was leveled. Tyrod takes the snap, gets rid of it quickly, completes for a first down to Wan'Dale Robinson. 30 seconds remaining. Giants will use their final timeout. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy if you're just popping in for the first time. We do every Giants game. Live stream. Tried our best to call the action for you people if you're not able to watch the game or you don't get the game in your market or you don't have Red Zone, all that other good stuff, and you're a Giant fan just looking to hang out. This is the place to be. Hit that subscribe button as well. 1st and 10, 32 seconds remaining. Both teams, no timeouts left. Giants will have to hurry up or get out of bounds here if they want to stop the clock. Tyrod. Check down, almost picked off. They say incomplete. Paulson Adebo almost able to keep that off the turf. It's off the hands of Matt Breida. Tyrod already looks a little jumpy. Tough situation for him. It's right off the hands of Matt Breida, though. Matt Breida has to make that catch, cannot create a tip drill at the very least. Second and 10 for Tyrod, who looks like he's got the keys for the rest of this drive until DeVito can possibly come back in the second half. Tyrod Taylor checks it down to Breida. Breida gets dragged down from behind. Giants have to go quickly. It's third down. It looks like they're just going to spike the football here and set up a field goal attempt. Fourth and 2, Giants will kick a field goal. Tommy DeVito is getting ran back to the locker room, but it looks like that's just because he's running, ladies and gentlemen. He's sprinting back to the locker room, essentially. Jamie Gillen is going to kick a field goal here. So the regular punter is your field goal kicker for the rest of the game. He's left-footed. Not sure how many. This is a 40-yard attempt from your punter. This is what the Giants have resorted to. Gillen up and good. He boots through a 40-yarder. The lefty bangs it through, and that is a big little answer here from this ragtag Little Giants type football team. We have our punter out there kicking field goals. He boots one through with the left foot from 40 yards. Looked like it could have been good from 50, to be honest. And that'll end the first half. 7-6, G-Men. 2 field goals, not a lot of offense in this game. Not a lot of anything, really. Like a big time of possession, game in between the 20s. Not a lot of stuff going on outside of that. But the Giants hanging around here. New Orleans will get the ball to start the second half. Have to be pleased when you have guys stepping up. First of all, Tyrod did enough there to get into Jamie Gillen range. Dumped it off a couple times. Didn't try to force anything. Jamie Gillen gets to the 40-yarder and boots it through. What a way to step up from the punter. Next man up. It looks like we're on our third kicker this season and our third quarterback this season, and somehow we still have life. Got to give credit to Brian Daboll, Wink Martindale, and the coaching staff for at least not giving up on the season. These guys are playing. They're trying their best. Hate to see DeVito get banged up there at the end of the drive. He looked completely fine. He looked like he didn't want to come out of the game. So I think we should see him in the second half. I don't think Tyrod will re-enter. And I don't think they'll be overly cautious with Tommy DeVito either. If he's out there, if he's ready to play, he's going to play. Leading receiver in that first half was Darren Waller. He had the big 30-yard reception. Other than that, not a lot of passing to go around in this game. A lot of checkdowns. Both quarterbacks content not turning the ball over, keeping it very close to the chest. It'll be a big drive coming out of the half for New Orleans. If the Giants can get a quick stop, that would really mean something in this game because to me, New Orleans has been very comfortable. They haven't really gotten to panic mode. Derek Carr, a lot of checkdowns. His leading receiver is Lynn Bowden Jr., 31 yards receiving, 3 catches. Alvin Kamara, over 4 yards per carry, so you do want to see the run defense maybe tighten up a little bit from the G-men. Haven't seen much of Taysom Hill. He does have a carry. He does have a pass attempt. He does have a reception, but no big plays out of him. Star of the first half probably on both sides of the ball, Demario Davis from New Orleans. 7 tackles, 2 for loss, and he was really causing havoc early in the game on Tommy DeVito, getting in the backfield, making all types of plays. First of all, Jet fans, I apologize. It's just going to be a long winter for you guys, isn't it? I'm not saying the Giants are much better, but it's just like Giants are at least scrappy at this moment offensively. They can at least pick up some first downs. This Miami defense, while decent, is not the steel curtain. You shouldn't be able, like Zach Wilson should not be on his back every play against this Miami Dolphin defense, and it looks like that's the case from what I've seen so far. So it's been a great first half. I'm very much so looking forward to the second half. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break in a second, get some water, recharge the batteries, maybe use the restroom, and then we're going to be going full force second half. 7-6 is your score. Tommy DeVito looking to go, win his third game in a row now? If he wins today, if he makes a couple plays in this second half, we're really going to have to start taking him seriously as a future option at quarterback, at least to some degree. Maybe as a future lifetime backup, like I've said previous times. Not saying he's the lifetime starter, but you got to give the guy credit. He comes in as a rookie, first time in the NFL, and the game doesn't look too fast for him per se. I will say we need to stop taking sacks. We need to start blocking a little bit better, both for the run game and the offensive pass blocking. So, yeah. Zach Wilson's first half, by the way, 4 for 11, 26 yards passing. He took 4 sacks for 37 yards, and he had a lost fumble. So, Tommy DeVito, similar in terms of taking the sacks, but he has been able to make a couple of plays, has been able to run with the ball a little bit. Decent first half. All right, New Orleans will get it to start the second half. Everybody, while you're waiting, go get yourself a snack, order yourself some food, go get yourself a beverage, use the restroom, do whatever you got to do. I will be right back in about 5 minutes. Let's call it 5 minutes for the second half. We'll get us set up for everything going on in the second half and the rest of the NFL action going on today. So hit that like button, sit tight. We'll be back shortly. And we are back. Start of the third quarter. About to begin. Jamie Gillen is our only boot. Is our only active boot on the roster right now. It looks like Randy Bullock is done for the day. Jamie Gillen is going to be our place kicker. He's going to be our punter. He's going to be on kickoffs. He's going to be doing it all for us today, kicking the football. Listen, he drilled that 40-yarder. This is something I've always wondered as an NFL GM, or if you ever just were a GM once. Obviously, Gillen not too good at the kickoffs. That sucked. But wouldn't you try to have your punter and kicker? I would want to have one roster spot for both of those spots. I guess it's hard to do both, to learn how to do both per se. But you have to figure out punting isn't that difficult. If you're able to kick field goals, you should be able to punt. They're practicing other guys at place kicker during halftime. Carr, play action fake. Connects for a first down, or is it incomplete? Incomplete. Lynn Bowden Jr. dropped the ball. They're targeting this guy quite a bit. Former third rounder out of the University of Kentucky. So a couple of Kentucky receivers on the field today with Wan'Dale Robinson and Lynn Bowden. 2nd and 10, 14:51 remaining, third quarter. Derek Carr hands it off. Jamal Williams falls forward for about 5 or 6. We 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 coming up for New Orleans. Should be a big stop. There's a holding call on that play. Big. Turn it. Send it back. Send it back. Second and 20 after the hold. Kayvon Thibodeau got held on that run play by Jamal Williams. Let's get to Derek Carr here. Force a turnover. See if he tries to force one. Carr drops back. Connects down the field. Should be a first, honestly. A big gain to Rashid Shaheed. Wow. Giants playing zone. Shaheed just settles down in front of Deonte Banks and is able to just get enough for a first down. Difficult right there. 2nd and 20. You expect to be, it's 3rd and 1. They say he's down. It's a big play then. 3rd and 1. Carr hands it off. Alvin Kamara keeps the legs going and gets a first down. So New Orleans across their own 40, pick up a first on that give to Kamara. Gets needed 1, gets 2. Derek Carr, 12 of 15, 103 yards and a touchdown today. He's been very efficient. When he's stepped into his throws, they look like they're going to hit the receiver in the hands for the most part today. Alvin Kamara averaging 4 yards per carry, 7 rushes, 28 yards. Carr under center. Play action fake. Steps up all day to throw, dumps it off to his tight end, who gets wrapped up 3 yards shy of a first down. It's Foster Moreau who makes the catch. Simple check down. It's been a lot of that for Derek Carr today. It looks like he's ready to take a shot downfield, but then it looks like you could tell the Giants have a lot of guys deep in coverage, so Derek Carr just has to play discipline and check it down. And that's really how the Saints have been working today. They haven't been excellent. As they get closer into Giant territory, they've been wasteful. 2nd and 2. Carr under center. They give it to Jamal Williams, who's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nunez Roche makes the tackle. Best play of the day from this Giants interior defensive line. 3rd and 2. This would be a big stop. Tommy DeVito's on the sideline Trying to get a gauge of if he's going to come back into this football game. He doesn't have his helmet around. Not talking to anybody, not looking at anything. But he is on the sideline. Looks like he's answering. False start on New Orleans, and that'll back them up another 5 yards. The left guard flinched. And it'll be 3rd and 7 now. Got to get a stop. Come on, I haven't seen any pass defense at all today. When Derek Carr has wanted to, he's put the ball wherever he wants. A lot of checkdowns, but still, those checkdowns have been gaining yards. New Orleans beating themselves up with penalties today. 5 penalties for 48 yards total, and we're just starting this third quarter right now. 3rd and 7, Carr in the shotgun, Jamal Williams to his right. He floats one, incomplete. They throw a flag on Deonte Banks. He's holding the tight end. Or it's Adoree Jackson who's holding. Unbelievable. Referee show so far. Holding on Adoree Jackson. And that'll be an automatic first down for New Orleans. He's tugging on Johnson, the tight end. He's tugging on Johnson. Pause. Derek Carr just floated it up. Knew his guy had a step, and his guy was able to draw the penalty. Jawan Johnson. 1st and 10 for New Orleans now. 11:17 remaining, third quarter. Carr under center, across midfield at the Giant 49. Handoff to Kamara, goes to the right side, gets the edge. Knocked out of bounds. Gains about 5 yards. How is it not a hold? I'm not sure. It looked like Kayvon Thibodeau wanted a hold. Second and 5. Carr under center. Carr has been pretty calm and relaxed today. Alvin Kamara up the middle, gets stuffed by A'Shawn Robinson. So it'll be 3rd and short again. The difference between the Giants and the Saints offenses today is the Saints are at least getting 3rd and shorts, getting to 3rd and short. The Giants have been dealing with 3rd and long. Tommy DeVito taking snaps again on the sideline. Looks like he's coming back into the game. So that's good to hear. 3rd and 3. Carr in the shotgun. Alvin Kamara to his left. Takes the snap. Gets rid of it. Completes. Hits Jimmy Graham. Yes, that's right. Jimmy Graham on a quick little out route. Needed 3. Got 5. Micah McFadden in coverage. Just not staying with the receiver. I just don't know what he does there. It's like he had good coverage off in the initial break, and then he just doesn't stay with him. Carr is staring him down the entire time. 1st and 10. Inside Giant territory now. We're getting a dangerous zone. We're at the Giant 34. Carr hits on a slant, completes for a first down. It's Rashid Shaheed again, working on Deonte Banks. Derek Carr is cooking right now. This was a big drive, and the Giants couldn't get off the field after that Adoree Jackson hold. New Orleans protecting the football, which is very key against the Giants. They've been very opportunistic the last few weeks where they've been hot. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers. So far, New Orleans, very safe with the football. Not any mistakes. Carr takes the snap, drops back, airs it out, wide open touchdown, Jawan Johnson. I'm not sure what the Giants – it's just a busted coverage downfield. I'm not sure what the defense is doing there. And it's 13-6. Adoree Jackson, not the best film you're ever going to see from Adoree this drive. Both Flott and Adoree Jackson keep their eyes at the line of scrimmage, ball watching. Jawan Johnson breaks right up the field, wide open touchdown. 8:39 remaining, third quarter. Chance to make it an 8-point game. Extra point is up, and it is good. Just a brutal drive from this Giants defense. I mean, they played so well for a while this season, but that's just several bad plays in a row. The penalty, Adoree Jackson, the penalty, he also gets picked on for the touchdown. Not much you can say, just bad defense in the defensive backfield. Adoree Jackson, one of the highest paid players on this team, getting picked on is not something we can allow. The Jet game is just a bloodbath. It could be a lot worse. Got to answer. If Tommy DeVito wants us to take him seriously, this is a drive where you got to answer with some points. And I really don't think we could put all of our eggs in Jamie Gillan making kicks today. I just don't think that's wise. You got to score a touchdown. Can somebody get in the open field? Can somebody break a tackle? Can somebody get some separation? One of the receivers. Jalen Hyatt, no catches today. 2 targets. Darren Waller, 2 catches. Saquon Barkley, 2 catches. Daniel Bellinger, kind of an underwhelming season. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't watch the blocking tape. I don't watch the film of every rep of Daniel Bellinger blocking. So maybe he's just been dominant in that regard. But, and I get it, he's supposed to be the second tight end on this team with Darren Waller on the roster. But Darren Waller's been out for like 6 weeks. We have not seen any improvement from Daniel Bellinger in terms of being a pass catcher, in terms of breaking some tackles, getting open. No, like 2 catches for 4 yards for Wan'Dale Robinson, following up what we saw last week, which was probably his best game in a Giants uniform, if not second best game in the Giants uniform. And we can't find a way to get him the ball in space for almost 3 quarters now. So, something to be worried about. I'm not going to flip out. We're working with house money here with Tommy DeVito. It hasn't been great for him today, if we're being honest. I do think the receivers are not helping him out. I mean, there's been a couple of drops. There's been some bad blocking. They can't run the football, which makes things very difficult for any quarterback. It's not balanced offense. The defense there was alarming, though. I mean, you're just leaving free receivers, playing soft defense. Derek Carr, check down, 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 check down. Your stream is not frozen, I promise. I just said check down a million times. 8:39 remaining. Kickoff for New Orleans. Olszewski back to return it. Just don't fumble, please. Cannot give them the ball back right now. Just officially end the game. Goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tommy DeVito will come back out there. Clears the concussion check. Shocked that wasn't a flag thrown on New Orleans. Nine for 16, 73 yards passing in that first half. 4 rushes for 36 yards for Tommy DeVito. And he'll take over at his own 25. Can Saquon Barkley make somebody miss and get open? Like, we have not seen Saquon Barkley be effective whatsoever thus far this year in terms of, like, big games. Right away, we'll get a holding penalty on the Giants. Just right away. I think. I could be wrong. We'll see. False start on Mark Glowinski, illegal formation, or whatever we want to call it. Glowinski pleads his case. Meanwhile, Rashad White scores for Tampa Bay. Green Bay struggling. So maybe we might just be gassed after Green Bay. Green Bay can't play defense. Devito under center, 1st and 15 after the illegal formation. Not how you want to start your half offensively, especially after the other team just came and punched you in the mouth on offense. Devito, another false start on the Giants. It's a ref show. Absolute ref show. Who moved quickly? I didn't even see it. Justin Pugh. Justin P.U. Disgusting. There's been 9 penalties combined in this game, and we're just getting started, essentially, in the second half. Hand off to Matt Breida. Breida gets about 3 yards on 1st and 20, or whatever it was. So it'll be 2nd and 17, maybe. Getting pretty fed up with this run game. This run game is not effective. We do not create good running lanes for Saquon or Breida. They never get into the open field. They never get to the second level. Barkley, it's so exciting to see him get to the second level and start sprinting, but we just don't see it enough anymore. We just don't. For somebody who's so fast and so athletic, he's just never actually running really fast forward. Handoff again to Barkley on 2nd and 17. We're handing it off to Saquon for no gain. For no gain. 3rd and 17 now. Why is that the play call? Why is that the play call on 2nd and 17? Why don't we try to set up a screen for Saquon or, we hit him for a completion in the first quarter. Why can't we do that again? Just anything. Because now you have 3rd and 17. You might as well just run it again. Cancel the game. DeVito drops back to pass. Shotgun. 3rd and 17. Nobody open. He just gets rid of it. Gets it out of bounds. Incomplete. 4th and 17. DeVito has to have a quicker clock. Let's be honest, guys. I know it's a fun story. We're not expecting him to be perfect. And maybe there's nobody open on this play. There really isn't, from what I see. There's nobody wide open on this play. Whereas Derek Carr has receivers wide open on every play. Now Jamie Gillen, who's our best player today, let's be honest, on to punt. Puts it inside the 35, fielded there by Rashid Shaheed, makes a man miss, holds onto the football, gets wrapped up by Carter Coughlin, and that's where Derek Carr will take over. Kind of like a game-over type of drive. If Derek Carr wants to score here, it's hard to believe that the Giants will be able to fight back from 2 scores in this type of game. Considering they haven't scored a touchdown, they're not really able to get anybody open on offense. Would like to see Jalen Hyatt down the field just take a shot. They're not even taking shots right now. They're not even taking chances. They're telling DeVito, protect the ball, protect the ball, protect the ball. They haven't even tried to let him run the ball, really. The read options worked a couple times. They haven't called it since. Derek Carr, 16 for 19, 2 touchdowns, 153 yards. Dominating. He's really dominating the Giants, dominating Wink Martindale in this defense. And it is what it is. It is what it is to this point. Derek Carr has just been the best player on the field. Haven't heard Kayvon's name. Haven't heard Dexter Lawrence's name. Haven't heard Deonte Banks' name. Haven't heard all these guys' names. And I know you're not going to have a great game in the NFL every single week. I understand that. There's game plans. Coaches try to stop you and all this other thing. But you do need someone every week to stand out on both sides of the ball. Right now, the Giants kind of just playing soft on both sides. I would say scared to, not trying to win, but also trying not to lose is what the Giants are doing right now. Jets are down 24-0 and about to be 31-0. Pour one out for your Jet fan friends today. Their season, hopefully their dreams died today because, let's be honest, you shouldn't really have had any dreams. If you're a Jet fan at this point, I'm not rubbing it in. As Giant fans, like I said earlier, we're just chilling. We want to see some feisty, entertaining football. We're not seeing entertaining football from the Giants today. That's for sure. Not getting pressure on Derek Carr. Receivers getting wide open. Penalties. Not being able to run block for Saquon. Lots of punting. Injured field goal kickers. That's what we've seen so far in a nutshell. A couple of decent runs for Tommy DeVito. One decent grab for Darren Waller. And that's really your story for the Giants offense. Nothing to write home about. 14-6. This is a prove-it drive for both sides of the ball right now. If the Saints want to be serious about winning this game, go out, put points on the board here. Good field position at the 43. Carr drops back, completes again. I think it's Kirkwood again it's A.T. Perry, the rookie out of Wake Forest, who makes the catch. Derek Carr is just picking apart Wink Martindale in this defense. Okereke guarding nobody really, doesn't get depth, just stares at the quarterback. And A.T. Perry slides in right behind him for a first down. Going to need a fumble or some type of chicanery from this Giants defense. Force a turnover, something. Derek Carr hands it off. Alvin Kamara wrapped up in the hole by A'Shawn Robinson. Gets about a yard. But still, you're firmly in field goal range now if you're New Orleans. Derek Carr's doing whatever he wants, throwing the football. Giants not able to force a turnover to this point, which is really how their defense has been so good lately, is they've been definitely dominating the turnover battle, forcing fumbles, stuff like that. Have not gotten home to Derek Carr enough. Haven't really gotten close. QBs with 3,000 passing yards in each of their first 10 seasons. Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, and Peyton Manning. That's the list. Carr incomplete this time. Good defense. Jason Pinnock runs up on Foster Moreau, and now Jason Pinnock looks hurt. Pinnock, good defense on Foster Moreau, then just gets rolled up on, crunched. Ooh, that hurt. His neck. Jason Pinnock's neck definitely rolls there. Hopefully he's okay. They'll go to timeout. 5:03 remaining. Incomplete pass there from Carr, but he's really been able to do whatever he wants. Neither team able to run the ball that effectively, but in terms of throwing, Derek Carr reminding you that he is an NFL quarterback today. Jets defense able to get a stop in the red zone. It's only 27-0 in Miami. Don't worry, Jet fans. It's not 31. It's only 27. Game of the day, clearly Buffalo and Dallas at 4:30. That just seems like it's primed to be the game of the day. And you know it's probably going to come down to the wire. Those games always seem kind of like fixedy. Like even the Kadarius Toney game last week, Chiefs-Bills. You woke up that day, you're like, this is probably going to be close. Like down to the wire, some crazy stuff's going to happen. And it did. I would not be surprised if that was the case with Dallas and Buffalo today. I think Dallas gets it done. I think Dallas is legit, as much as it hurts us to say as Giant fans. That defense is imposing. It really is. And Dak can get hot. They have some weapons. CeeDee Lamb's playing great football. So Giants are not playing good football today. If we're being honest with ourselves, they can't generate anything in terms of a passing game. Tommy DeVito, too much standing back there. It's almost like sometimes DeVito is standing back there waiting for no one to get open. Like early in the first drive, he was improvising a little bit, breaking the tackle box. Now, it looks like the Saints are rushing with a little bit more discipline. They're not going to let Tommy DeVito beat them scrambling today. They're going to make him sit in the pocket and pick them apart, and it's worked so far. They haven't been able to connect on a lot of these quick passes in the slant game or curl plays. They hit one slant to Darren Waller today, and that's accounted for pretty much half of the passing yardage of the Giants today. So it's got to be better. We got to figure something out. Hopefully Jason Pinnock is okay. That looked a little bit ugly on the roll-up. He's bringing down Foster Moreau, and Foster Moreau ends up just basically sitting on his head. Very dangerous play. 3rd and 10 now. Big play for this Giants defense. This would be a long field goal. Get a stop. Get a pass deflection, something. They get the screen to Kamara. Kamara knocked out of bounds, just shy of the first down. It'll be about 4th and 2. We'll see what the Saints want to do here. They might just go for it. And that's the whole idea for New Orleans. It's 4th and 2. Or nope, they're going to just get points. Yep. They'll kick a field goal to try to go up 2 scores. I guess that's a smart play. Pinnock is back out there, which is nice to see. I feel like the Saints always just one of those Blake Groupie. 24 of 31 this season with a long of 55. This is a 50-yarder indoors. Feel like this is money. Yeah, he drills it. 17-6 is your score. I suppose that's a decent result from this Giants defense. Considering where Derek Carr got the football and the way he's been playing today. But now you need to answer with points of your own. It cannot be a field goal if you ask me. You've got to answer with a touchdown. Start applying some pressure to Derek Carr. Start getting him nervous. Start making him paranoid. Start getting him dancing around back there, forcing things down the field. Wide open receivers too often today. We've said it all day, but it's been wide open receivers for this Wink Martindale defense. The pressure has not gotten close. What a catch from Garrett Wilson. I mean, still out there battling. I just flip over to the Jet game for a second. Garrett Wilson is making a great catch on a ball that probably could have been picked if it was thrown to Darius Slayton. We need Tommy DeVito start making plays now. He needs to turn up that internal clock. If guys aren't open, you need to start getting outside the tackle box right away and start running the football again, or at least trying to create that improvisation. It's easy for me to say that word today. I don't know why. Probably too much coffee. It is what it is. Improvisation. Tommy DeVito was doing that earlier in this game. Slowed down on that so far. He slowed down on that recently. The Saints have done a good job keeping him inside the pocket, though. Got to give him credit for that. Would love a big play. Giants have had very limited in terms. I don't think that, other than the catch for Darren Waller, I don't think the Giants have a play above 20 yards today. Very balanced receiving for New Orleans. They're getting everyone involved sporadically. Rashid Shaheed seems like a really dangerous option for them. Juwan Johnson, also the tight end, got wide open for that last touchdown. We need to start having a sense of urgency now. 17-6. Saints are moving the ball pretty well on us. We cannot just be complacent and feel like punts are okay if we want to try to win this game. If we're just giving up on today and just punting for next week, that's fine. Let me know now, Brian Daboll. Let me know, team. But otherwise, we need to come out and be aggressive. Some of the play calling has been extremely conservative to this point, and now you don't have any room for error. 4:17 remaining, third quarter. Yeah, obviously there's plenty of time to come back from 11 in the third quarter if you have a good offense, which the Giants just don't have. We have not been aggressive throwing the football today. We've been undisciplined. Bunch of penalties killing us. Wan'Dale Robinson has not been involved. Need to start trying to get some chunk plays down the field. Especially we have no field goal kicker, so we cannot just assume that every extra point is going to be good. Every field goal attempt is going to be fine, and we're not going to be worried about it. We're going to have to get aggressive throwing the ball down the field. Cam Jordan's out there. DeVito rolls to his right. Throws it out of bounds, incomplete. And guess who was in the area of the football? Darius Slayton. Every time we target Darius Slayton, incomplete. They tried to get DeVito outside the pocket there, flush him to his right. change the platform, but nothing open, nothing doing. Timing was off. Slayton was already out of bounds by the time Devito got to the end of his read there. 9 for 18, 73 yards. It's been a struggle for Tommy today. He's come back to earth quite a bit outside of his home state. Traveling in New Orleans been tough for the Devito crew. Wan'Dale Robinson goes in motion. 2nd and 10. Giants at their own 25. It's now or never if this offense wants to start getting hot. Handoff is to Barkley. He gets about 4 or 5 yards. So a little bit back there. Cam Jordan in on the tackle. It's do or die time. Come on, we need to start airing it out. Need to start taking some shots down the field. We're living on 3rd down today. Living on it. Got to give credit to the Saints defense. Better than I thought it would be. I mean, Cam Jordan has been in the league forever, it seems. Demario Davis is a solid player, but not a ton of names that just pop off the screen on the Saints defense. Unless you're a fan of the team, and you probably know better. Tommy DeVito, shotgun. Pump fakes, holds it, indecisive, sacked. Just, Tommy, it might be time. It might be the last game we can deal with Tommy, to be honest with you. Daniel Jones' sacks. Daniel Jones' sacks are pass rush wins. Tommy DeVito sacks are coverage sacks every time, and that's because he doesn't really know where to go with the football, and he's being extremely cautious today to the point where I'm starting to lose faith. You got to eventually just start letting it rip. I know you want to protect the ball and all this other stuff, but we're down 11. You can't just keep gaining 3 yards a drive. That's what the trajectory the Giants offense is on right now. I love Tommy. It's been a great story, but maybe, just maybe, today's where we start to all come back to life. We start to sober up a little bit on Tommy DeVito. Some of these sacks are inexcusable. You have to at least get rid of the ball. You have to take a chance downfield. Someone has to be marginally open, throw somebody open, something. Inexcusable offense so far today. This is not, the New Orleans Saints, yeah, they have a pretty solid defense. They're 6-7, solid football team. Nothing crazy, though. Shouldn't be treating them like, the steel curtain right now. Nine for 18, 73 yards. 4.1 yards per completion for Tommy DeVito. That's really bad, guys. That's really bad. Derek Carr, 8.1 yards per completion. So they're just... The fact that this is only an 11-point game is kind of impressive. We've been outgained heavily. Tommy DeVito's taken 5 sacks for 37 yards. Derek Carr's only been sacked once. Dominant performance from New Orleans at home. And I do think, and I hate to say it, If this game continues on this path, Tyrod might have to play next week. I love the DeVito story. It's great. I'm with it. I'm not trying to just bail, but I don't really believe in terms of his long-term future. If he's going to keep taking sacks like this, I understand he's a rookie, blah, blah, blah. This is like historic rates. Outside of last week, where he was really not sacked. First and 10 for Derek Carr. 2:49 remaining, third quarter. Handoff is to Kamara. He has a huge hole. Picks up a big first down, gets across midfield. Giants seem like they're just giving up here today, folks. Point of attack getting dominated. Haven't heard Dexter Lawrence's name once. Haven't heard any of these corners' name once. Kamara versus Barkley hasn't even been close. Karen, they're really not. It's really him a lot, though. He's standing back there for about 5 seconds. You're not supposed to do that and then take a sack. You're just not. Next handoff to Jamal Williams. He gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 50 for New Orleans. Packers down 10 in Green Bay against Tampa Bay. The Battle of the Bays. Approaching the end of the third quarter here, New Orleans kind of... I like DeVito. I get it. It's a great story, but we really need to start understanding that you're not allowed to be taking this many sacks. Alvin Kamara just looks like he's running in slow motion compared to everyone else. Just does whatever he wants. They pick up a first down on 3rd and 10. They set up a screen pass to Alvin Kamara, and he picks up a first. Deonte Banks, just a horrible effort to wrap up Alvin Kamara. Just embarrassing. Embarrassing from Deonte Banks in the run game right there. Not in the run game, but it was a screen. So he has to make a tackle. He came out there like so soft, doesn't even lay out. Handoff to Kamara again, runs into Bobby Okereke, not before getting 5 yards. There's a flag this time. Holding on the offense. Definitely a hold on Nunez Roche. Oh, tough, guys. 2nd and 20 for Carr. You cannot let them convert this now after the hold. You can't. Carr steps up, completes to Alvin Kamara for about 4 or 5 yards. That'll be the last play, I think, of the third quarter. So it'll be 3rd and about 15 for New Orleans to start the fourth. I wish. Yeah, the Christmas Day game, Karen. I'm not sure if I'll be up for that one. We'll see. Might have to take a bye week for that week. It is Christmas Day, doing a stream for that. Depends. If we could somehow miraculously win this game and go 6 and 8, maybe I'll pop on the camera for Christmas, but we'll see. It's not been a good day for Tommy DeVito. It's not been a good day for this Giants defense, really. A lot of bending. They've given up 2 touchdowns. Doesn't feel like a lot, but only 4 incompletions for Derek Carr. He's played so clean. He's barely been touched. Fourth quarter set to begin for New Orleans. Let's look around the other scores of the league. Dolphins blowing out the Jets. Falcons beating the Panthers 7-6 in another bad game. Tennessee beating the Texans 13-9. Houston with the ball there. That's your only one-score game, it looks like. Chiefs finally blowing out the Patriots, as most people would have expected to start the day. Bailey Zappi played well early, turned it over now, and starting to slip away from the Patriots. Rashee Rice, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jerick McKinnon, all with receiving touchdowns, it looks like, for Kansas City today. So, big day for their entire receiving corps. The Dub Bears beating the Browns. Joe Flacco versus Justin Fields. David Njoku has another touchdown. Both tight ends with touchdowns in that one. Cole Kmet also getting in the end zone. Tampa Bay, though, is is the team that I have my eye on so far. Baker Mayfield, 318 yards passing, 3 touchdowns against this bad Green Bay defense. 144 yards receiving for Chris Godwin of the Buccaneers. Jordan Love playing a little bit better this week for sure. 24 of 30, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Or no picks, excuse me, from Jordan Love. Yeah, no picks for Jordan Love. All right, so fourth quarter just set to begin. 2nd and 15 now. It should have been 3rd and 15 if Fox knew what they're doing with their score bug, but they do not. Apologies, everyone. Handoff is to Kamara. He gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Micah McFadden. And now it'll be 3rd and 15. So one way or another, it was going to be 3rd and 15. Time of possession dominated by New Orleans today in the third quarter. 3rd and 16, they say. You have to get off the field. You cannot let Alvin Kamara break 10. Well, he's not on the field, so that's helpful. Jamal Williams on the field. Carr hit as he throws, completes for a first down. Unbelievable. A.T. Perry makes the catch for a first down, and the Giants cannot get off the field on third today. Azeez Ojulari looks like he almost gets to Derek Carr and slaps him in the arm, but Carr is still able to get it out in time and completes. Derek Carr dominant today. Adoree Jackson, horrible today. Horrible. Third down today, Derek Carr is 7 for 7, 60 yards and a touchdown. 4 first downs. Handoff to Kamara. He has a running lane. Picks up 8 yards on first down. This Giant defense is quitting, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you can say. Dominated at the point of attack today. Dominated at the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. New Orleans better on the offensive line, better on the defensive line. It's always going to be tough when you can't force a turnover for this Giants defense because we really need extra opportunities for Tommy DeVito. The pitch to Alvin Kamara, he goes right up the gut, picks up a first down. No penetration from this Giants defense. None. I don't know. We're going to have to ask some of the film guys, but I don't know if A'Shawn Robinson and Nunez Roche are that effective in the run game. I really don't. Previous years, I feel like the Giants have had defensive tackles that actually get penetration. I know Dexter Lawrence, for sure, is out there a lot of the time as well. But we're seeing a lot of Nunez Roche, a lot of A'Shawn Robinson instead of Dexter. Don't see Dexter on the field here. I see Jihad Ward playing defensive end. Handoff up the gut to Alvin Kamara. He's wrapped up immediately by Azeez Ojulari, I think. 2nd and goal. This game's all but over. If the Giants can somehow hold them to a field goal here, then you're looking at a 2-score game. But the way Derek Carr has just orchestrated the offense today for New Orleans has been masterful. It really has been. Eating up clock, taking what's there, 3rd down, making big money throws. Giants defensive backs have not made plays on the football all day long. They just haven't. Carr, under center, play action, gets rid of it to his tight end, who's upended immediately by Jason Pinnock. Pinnock, one of the better players of this defense today, if we're being honest. 3rd and goal. 11:20 remaining, fourth quarter. 22 for 26, 217 yards, and 2 touchdowns today for Derek Carr. Third and goal. Carr drops back, floats one, back of the end zone. They throw the flag. Oh, my God. Jason Pinnock gets called for PI. Unbelievable. Horrible discipline from these defensive backs. It'll be first and goal at the 1 yard line. Just Derek Carr just trying to buy a PI that entire time, and he gets one out of Pinnock. Carr, easy pitch and catch to Jimmy Graham. This defense has been horrible today. Horrible. Absolutely despicable how bad the defense has been today. You can't. You're about to give up 30 points to Derek Carr, who hasn't been good this year at all. Making him literally look like an MVP candidate. If you just watched Derek Carr for the first time today, like some of you probably have, you would think he's an MVP candidate. Micah McFadden, Isaiah Simmons, both go at the same guy. Just horrible. Jimmy Graham, touchdown. Kick is up and good. And that's essentially ball game, ladies and gentlemen. That's essentially the ball game. That's what we're working with. Cannot get a stop on third down. You're not going to win ever. I don't care what Tommy DeVito does today. The defense was not good either. Just overall, one of these bad performances that you have to look at the entire team and say, are we really good enough? This is why we are a 5-8 team headed towards 5-9. I really don't remember the last time we completed a pass, number one. Number two, I don't remember the last time we defended a pass without, Jason Pinnock, just unbelievable lack of discipline, pass interference. That pass interference, yeah, you probably don't win this game no matter what, but that pass interference is just the microcosm of why you don't deserve to win this game or be in it. Things like that happening just cannot. It's been a rough season, guys. It's been an absolutely brutal season. Both New York teams getting absolutely smacked around today on the road. It's more down than it is up. Let's be honest, Karen. Let's be honest. This team has been bad. The proof's in the pudding. 5-9. I guess you want to say we had a nice little up the last few weeks. That's fine, but it's not like we're lighting up the scoreboard. It's not like we're, it's been turnovers from the other team almost. The other team kind of handing us games. The Commanders, the Patriots, handing us football games. Whereas Derek Carr plays a clean game today, and we have no chance. If the other team's quarterback plays a clean game, we have no chance. That's the current state of the Giants. Got to force turnovers. Got to create havoc. Jimmy Graham acting like he's some type of boss. He was wide open. Wide open. Anybody could have caught that touchdown Jimmy Graham caught. He's acting like, yeah, getting everyone pumped up. I guess it's cool, whatever. 24-6. Who am I to judge? Team's getting just stomped out. You got to put some onus on Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll today too. The game plan has been so baby conservative with DeVito. I understand you probably try to take a couple chances. He's not throwing it, or guys aren't getting open, or blah blah blah. The other defense is reading it. You have to figure out how to be more aggressive earlier in football games. It's almost like Brian Daboll waits for the other team to make the first aggressive move in the game, and then he tries to counter. He does not often try to hit them first, and that's what bothers me. Giant ball at the 25, 10:47 remaining, fourth quarter. DeVito, play action, gets rid of it to Wandale. Wandale gets out of bounds after about 12 yards, picks up a first. Giants have to go quickly. Down 3 scores. DeVito hands it off. Barkley up the... Nope, it's Breida up the gut. Gets about 5 or 6. Giants will be doing hurry up the rest of the game if they're trying to get back in this one. They're going to have to force a turnover or get an onside kick if they're even going to have... If we're playing this game in this mythical land where they're going to come back in this. 2nd and 5, DeVito in the shotgun. Incomplete, looking for Darren Waller. What a failed experiment this Darren Waller has been. No problem, Karen. That's why I'm here. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday if you're bouncing now. This game is over. 3rd and 5. A lot of confusion, it looks like, for what type of play the Giants are running here. Handoff is to Barkley, who runs into a wall. Does Saquon... Saquon stinks. Fourth and 2. The Giants will go for it. Oh, this is essentially the game. I mean, it is over already in my head, but you're going for 4th and 1 inside your own half. You're desperate. That's all you need to know. DeVito takes the snap, completes to Wan'Dale for a first down. Finally hearing Wan'Dale Robinson's name, and it's just too little too late. Why did we not see him all first quarter, all second quarter, running these crossing routes? We haven't used him in the run game whatsoever. It's garbage time now. This is what you call garbage time DeVito. Sanitation worker Tommy Devito. Probably his next job after this. This time DeVito is going to get sacked, dragged down. Just ugly pocket movement from DeVito. Standing there like a sitting duck. You got to throw it. You got to throw it, Tommy. You got to get rid of the ball. I think this is the last game. I think this is the last game from Tommy. I think it is. Checks it down. Darren Waller, who, by the way, Darren Waller looks like an old man running really slowly right now. Just going to call it like I see it. Looks like it hurts for him to get hit. Looks like it hurts for him to go down. He falls down like an old man, like going down for a bath. 7:45 remaining, 4th quarter. 3rd and 13. DeVito dumps it off to Darren Waller. Dude, Tommy's not even taking chances. He's not taking chances. We're down 24-6. This is stuff that like Daniel Jones, say what you want about him. Obviously, we could debate whether he's that guy, down the line or not. But holy shit. At least when he has a sense of urgency and will try to force it down the field when we're down a ton of points, you could tell. DeVito, 4th and 8. Trying to hit Jalen Hyatt, incomplete. Paulson Adebo on the defense, and the Giants will turn it over on downs. Saquon Barkley, 9 carries for 14 yards today. He's like running into hugs. How often do we see him just running into linemen standing up? How is that possible when you're Saquon Barkley, that someone who's engaged in a block can just wrap you up with one arm? That happens way too often with Saquon Barkley. Looks like Zach Wilson has been benched by the Jets, and it's Trevor Siemian now, who's he's thrown a pick, but he's at least moving the ball a little bit. Zach Wilson was abominable, huh? 4 for 11. Yeah, the Giants are a problem right now, Karen. I mean, everything was all gravy last week, but it turns out the Green Bay Packers defense stinks. That's one thing we know. That's one of the worst defenses in the league this year, Green Bay. And I will not believe them. I will not believe in them long term this year if they're able to get out of the NFC North or get into one of those wild card spots. I'm not buying into Green Bay. I mean, the Saints can play. Derek Carr, this is probably one of his best games of the season, if not the best, in terms of being clean, efficient, no mistakes, getting rid of the football. Tanoa Passignon out of Villanova has 2 sacks. Like, that can't happen. I think this is the last time we see Tommy DeVito. I really do. He's just taking too many sacks. He's taking too many sacks. And now what I'm starting to see is starting to fall in love with the check down. Tommy is starting to fall in love with just dropping it off for 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. Pretend like you're doing something by not turning it over. But in reality, you're not doing anything. We're not able to stretch the field. We're not able to scare the defense. We definitely can't run the ball. Saquon, 9 carries, 14 yards. I don't care how bad the blocking is. That is horrible running from Saquon. He runs into arm tackles all the time. Handoff is to Jamal Williams, who's running through arm tackles right up the gut. The Giants know that the Saints are going to come out and try to run the ball, kill clock here, end this game, and the Giants can't stop it. That's because, number one, the Saints can block. Number two, Jamal Williams is running angry, downhill, forward, shoulders level to the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, Saquon is always shifting side to side. His weight's always going side to side. It's never going forward. Done with him. I'm done with Barkley. I'm also done with Tommy DeVito, too. I got to be honest. I was playing up the gimmick. I love it. It's great. It's a great story. But when the clock strikes 12, the clock strikes 12. I think the Cinderella story has run up on Tommy DeVito. Today was really bad. Today was really, really bad. I was hoping we could look back and say he's progressed week to week. He's gotten better each week since his first start. But today we're taking steps backwards. We're not keeping our eyes down the field. We're, no turnovers. That's cool, but we're being really, really conservative with the football. I mean, average yards per completion for Tommy DeVito today is 4.3. That is so bad, guys. So bad. He's barely looking down the field. That's all you need to know about DeVito today. 4.3 yards per completion is awful. It's essentially he's throwing screen passes every play and checkdowns every play. I understand there's been some drops. I understand these receivers are not good. I get all that. But eventually you need to take a chance. You need to throw it up for grabs. You need to, you're down 24-6, Tommy. That type of urgency needs to be there in a quarterback. That's something I've always seen with Daniel Jones. Whether he ends up making a play or not, go back and look at week 2. He knew that he was down. The Giants were down big against Arizona. If they were going to come back and win, he was going to have to light it up down the field, take chances, make throws. Tommy DeVito's checking it down 24-6 on 4th and 8 and stuff like that. You just can't have it. You can't have it. And you're taking 5-6 sacks. You're not going to win on offense taking 5-6 sacks. You're not. And a lot of them are not offensive line related. It's because Tommy DeVito's internal clock has to be better. He cannot stand back there and then end up looking at checking it down every single time. That's not going to work. You could tell that was his game plan today. Check down, check down, check down. Don't turn it over, check down. Don't turn it over, check down. Check down, check down. These receivers suck. Don't get me wrong. Down the field, I don't even trust any of them to go up and make a play. But now it's looking like the Giants are using timeouts with 5:23 remaining on defense in the fourth quarter. Derek Carr has lit us up all day long. Hoping, we can't force a turnover today. Dexter Lawrence, one of his worst games that I can remember. I'm sure he's getting double teamed, triple teamed, all that other stuff. That's all fine. He gets double teamed, triple teamed every week. Carr steps into a bomb down the sideline, incomplete. Looking for Rashid Shaheed. Deontay Banks in coverage. It's one-on-one coverage. Gave his guy a chance to go up and make a play if he wanted to. Looks like Shaheed just wasn't tracking the football that well out of Carr's hand. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Clock stopped after the Giants called a timeout. Then New Orleans throws the football down the field, looking for the home run shot, looking for the knockout blow, I guess. This game is over anyway, folks. If you're here, I'm assuming you're watching it for the MHT, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you. We had a rough day today. Both sides of the football. I don't think anybody really played well. Anybody stood out. There's not one player on the Giants where I can say, I guess Jamie Gillen hitting a 40-yard field goal was cool, but is it really? Having your punter hit a field goal is cool all of a sudden? Oh, all right. So Giants will get off the field now. It looks like the Saints will kick a bomb of a field goal. 4th down. They try to run it with Kamara. He does stay in bounds to force the Giants to take a timeout. Need to see something next week. And guess who we have next week? The Philadelphia Eagles on Christmas Day. There's your Christmas present, Tommy DeVito, or whoever's playing quarterback. It might be Tyrod next week. I'm serious. I might be going back to Tyrod next week. It's a punt for New Orleans to pin the Giants deep into their own territory. Pretty much this game is over. Just nice to see the defense at least getting a stop, not completely giving up. It's an excellent punt. Takes a backspin at the 1-yard line, goes to about the 7 or 8. That's where Tommy D will take over. You got to start taking some chances, buddy. There's been some awful games in the NFL today. All right, well, Houston, Tennessee is 16-16. Davis Mills against Will Levis. Or no, it's Case Keenum against Will Levis. Ball at the 8-yard line for Tommy DeVito and the G-Men. And he gets it out to his running back, Eric Gray, who falls forward for 2 yards. Second and 7. Complete to Darius Slayton for about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2. Third and 1. DeVito gets rid of it, completes to Darius Slayton, who gets out of bounds. Too little, too late for the G-Men here. It's all garbage time numbers. Of course, DeVito Looks like he sprained his ankle on that last completion. Of course, just like we can't get out of here unscathed. See you in 2 weeks, Karen. Adios. Thank you as always. Devito rips one down the sidelines, looking for Isaiah Hodgins, incomplete. These receivers are really bad. Really bad. Isaiah Hodgins is like essentially blocking down the field trying to catch the ball. Like he can't get his hands out. These receivers are really bad. Second and 10. All of a sudden, Tommy's trying to take some shots down the field, add to his stats. Under 4 minutes to play. DeVito checks it down. Eric Gray gets wrapped up out of bounds. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 10. I'll probably take you guys to the 2-minute warning. I'm not sure if we're going to finish this one out. There's nothing going on in this game. Both teams essentially know this one's over. It's cooked. Giants have Eric Gray in there playing running back to keep Saquon Barkley fresh. Adios, Karen. Bye-bye. Have a good one. DeVito, flush to his right. Throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. Fourth and 10. Giants will go for it just for the sake of pretending to be an NFL team today. (24-6). DeVito all day to throw it, and he's not throwing it. Finally does. Completes down the field to Darius Slayton. Garbage time, Darius Slayton gets inside the 30. Someone's hurt on the Saints. Hate to see that. Bad tackling. We're taking a timeout here on Fox because there's an injured New Orleans Saint. Not much else going on. Darius Slayton, garbage time play. Fox will take a timeout. I think that might be it for me, folks. I think I'm going to call it there. Tommy DeVito struggled today. Struggled. There's no way around it. Whole team struggled. Defensively, offensively, receivers, offensive line, quarterback, running back, everybody. The entire team, name a player, name a position, name a coach. They did not do their job today. Except for possibly Jamie Gillen for hitting a field goal as the punter, hitting a 40-yard field goal for the first time in his career. That was pretty cool. Other than that, we saw nothing cool today at all. Nothing cool whatsoever. That's today's description of Giants Saints. I want everyone to have a happy Christmas, a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you want to call it. Enjoy your holidays. I don't think we'll be streaming on Christmas Day, but stay tuned for future streams. We'll probably be back in 2 weeks at the very least, so stay tuned for that. We may do a Nick game this week. Also stay tuned for that. Shout out to everybody who joined the chat today. Shout out to you Giant fans. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough season in New York football, and it continues to get rougher. Today was no exception to that. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the